Gamertype Originals.
It's time for something brief. The Witness is a puzzle game from Braid designer Jonathan Blow, and I'm warning you now that I'm going to reveal a few random solutions, but nothing crazy. Reviewing 2 first-person adventures in a row is mostly coincidence because here's the thing, I suck at puzzle games. Surviving somewhat rational games like The Dig was impossible without Joe Ashburn's excellent strategy guide, and more abstract games like Myst were always impenetrable to my poor squishy brain. Still, I was interested in The Witness, but its premium $40 price tag held me back for the longest time. I realize Blow has a lot to say about the depreciating street value of video games, but if you're not going to offer me a demo for a game I may only get an hour out of before I'm skimming GameFAQs for answers, then you're gonna have to wait for my money. So I waited. And I waited, and now it's finally in my hands. The Witness is an adventure long in the making, and the love and care that went into its creation is obvious. This is a game about solving puzzles to activate other puzzles to activate frickin' laser beams. The Witness's many challenges follow the same scheme with a variety of tweaks. Throughout the world are powered slates, and on each surface you need to draw a line between a start and end point that can't intersect itself. The Witness teaches well with helpful tutorials that explain new mechanics on an ingeniously designed learning curve. The game isn't forcing you into pixel hunts or frustratingly abstract guess and test sequences. Well, at least not off the bat. While the world can feel restrictive at times to prevent you from making any fatal or frustrating errors, like accidentally falling off high places, it also gives you free rein to wander through its many biomes. Puzzles are grouped together in similarly themed clusters, and you're never held hostage by any particular problem if it's over your head. You're free to tackle any of the world's many brain twisters at any point. Some puzzles take clever advantage of perspective. Others take advantage of the details of their environment. Still others require an attentive ear. The game is minimalist in everything it does, from its bright polygonal environments, to its lack of narrative, to a lack of in-game help beyond the structure of the puzzles themselves, and a few button prompts to get you started. Without a story or discrete characters being foisted on you, the game does great work enlisting your agency, which makes the exploration earnest. When a game doesn't have an opinion about who you are and how you should be feeling about what you're seeing and hearing, you can fill that space with your own thoughts. Mechanically, The Witness is an extremely efficient design at its core, no doubt plotted and locked down years ago, then polished to high heaven ever since. Aesthetically, the only knock may be that the frozen, Pompeii-ish characters you find stick out like a sore thumb in the game's wild world. I'm not afraid to admit that I got stuck hard enough in a couple of spots to enlist Google for easy help, but I don't feel great about it. The interesting part is that even though all of the game solutions are easily available across the internet, I only needed the slightest hint to get going again. So many times I just needed to think about a puzzle in a different way than I had been, or differently than the game had been leading me to think. This may be the first game I've played since I was a kid where I kept a piece of scratch paper nearby to help me along, and thankfully I've been able to work through most of the problems by myself. It doesn't need to be overt like Professor Layton's hint mechanic, but if the game knows you are stuck in any one position for a while, a little contextual hint wouldn't hurt. I could also stop being dumb too. As of this review, I've put about 9 hours into The Witness, and I know there's plenty to be had that my brain can't wrap my head around yet. In a way, this and Firewatch make a good 1-2 punch of adventures with fundamentally different goals. This is a well-built and incredibly designed title that, thankfully, offers plenty of opportunities for me to learn and grow, and ultimately win and push on, instead of being bullied by the most bizarre and uncrackable puzzle designs. The Witness isn't going to convince me to dive into the deep end of Steam's puzzle catalog, but if you're hesitant about plunking down the dollars like I was, you shouldn't be.